Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. And it is time to make the video you've probably all been waiting for. It is the Unkillable 2.0 and let's just jump right into the action and I'll show you the damage we do with it, how we set it up, and then we'll go back and we'll look at the gear on each of the champions. Now, the champions are some familiar faces, and there's a new face, a new addition to the team. You'll recognize him because he's a twin. So what we've done with this comp is, if you've watched my 1.0 or 1.1, you'll know that Sir Nick and Roshcard are your unkillable pivots. They're the ones, the 1 and 2, that put up the unkillable shield. However, because one invariably has to go last, when the other one puts up the buff, the 4th, what happens is during the turns, that one who goes last, in my case Sir Nick, is left exposed. Now what we had done to mitigate that was we put Lightsworn in the comp. That allowed Lightsworn to put up his his revive on death. Sir Nick would get killed, revive up, and we would continue. Now, the problem with that is now we've got 3 people, actually 4 people, just to make the comp work. And we want more damage. We want to be able to deal damage now that there's a nerf. Now that we only get 50 rounds, 51 if you include the fact that I believe round 51 is a stun, so you will get an extra turn. Now that we have that, we want to be able to continue to increase our damage threshold so that we can make more. Now, I want to let you know, as I said in my previous video, I do not get any credit for this. I did try a few different, I was close as it turns out, but I didn't quite get the speeds correct. Many thanks to MurderInc. I will link in the description down below his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel. He is a member of Gods and Legends. They're the arguably the best clan in the game. He is a very smart Twitch streamer. He looks like Jon Snow. Actually, fuck that guy. He's got way too much going for him. I'm just kidding. Many thanks to him. He did help me out. He gave me the speeds I needed for my Roshcard and Sir Nick to be able to make this comp work. And so now I can remove Lightsworn and add 2 DPS. Now, which 2 DPS you have is all up to you. You could use a Dracomorph. Dracomorph would be probably the best. I don't know if you need 2 of them, but definitely 1 Dracomorph, just because that attack down weaken in combination with the poisons is absolutely amazing on the clan boss. And also, and I may try at some point to test this out, but I believe Bulwark would actually work really well for a Vizier. Definitely would work in this comp to be able to extend those buffs through the rounds to be able to get you more damage. I'm using 2 Occult Brawlers because I have them. They are fully ready to go. So let's just start this and I'll show you how to set it up and what to go. Now the key here is that we've sped up our Roshcard and our Sir Nick fast enough that they can actually lap the boss. Now we don't have to get the whole team to lap the boss, which was my first mistake when trying to put this together. So we have for Sir Nick first. Now we're going to set up the turn order. And we're going to run round 1. We're just going to run everyone through their turns. Do the setup depending on who you have. Get some poisons on that. Get it, poison. Get some poison. All right. So now round 2. Obviously we're going to use Sir Nick's A2. Now round 2, you feel itchy to do that, but you don't. You actually ignore his because we want to set it up. And if he feels exposed, but fear not, my friends, because of his speed, he's actually given an opportunity to go again. Now you put it up, and it's as simple as that. You hit auto, and now you've got your turn order set. You've got it so that they will put up their buffs when needed. Boom, you see everyone's got the immortal. You've also got the cleanse for the stun, and we are off to the races. All right, welcome back everybody. So that is the damage 28.15. I have done a second run since, and it was 27.95 on force affinity. So this is a pretty consistent, both times 8 minutes and 20 seconds exactly. So that's going to help me be able to do the best amount of damage for my team. Now we're going to jump back into the account and show you the champions. Welcome back everybody. I hope that was a fun little speed run for you to show you 28 million. I did a second run on force. I was able to get 27.95 million. So so far the affinities are working really well. Let's look at the champions. Before we look at the champions, there's a few things you need to know about Unkillable 2.0. First of all, it does not work with spirit affinity because of the slow. It kicks them out of turn order. The most I was able to get out of it was about 11 million. So keep that in mind. If you are on a clan where you're able to get all your hits in on void, it is always preferential, or at least get 2 hits on void, and push your damage as far as possible so that you can get as much damage on that. So if you do run into a case where it is spirit affinity, you can just try to mash together whatever teams you can to eke out the rest of the damage for the clan boss. If you can push this up to 35 mil, get 2 turns on it, perfect. If you're at 28 mil like me, you get 2 turns in. That last turn is a lot easier to get the rest of the damage through 2 keys rather than 1. And still get your max chest. So keep that in mind. Number 2, let's talk about Sir Nick, and we'll talk about him in a second. But there are some very specific issues with Sir Nick that you have to be made aware of. Also, alternative to the comp, I do not know if there is an alternative to Doom Priest because she cleanses every round. It makes it very useful and a lot more autopilot. Can you use a Bad Alcazar? Maybe. Are there other cleansers you can use, like a Reliquary Tender? Maybe. I do have a Reliquary Tender. If I can get her to 205 speed, I will test it for you because I am interested to know if there are other options. I don't have a Bad Alcazar, so unfortunately I can't test that for you. You can use 2 Roshcards if you wish. You could use 2 Sir Nicks if you wish. If you have 2 Sir Nicks, you can kindly go fuck yourself, but God bless you, and you can definitely use it. I wouldn't, because I would use a second Sir Nick for everything else and use one just for this comp, but you do you. The DPSers is entirely up to you and based on what you have. The only thing that's important for them is their speed. They can be any kind of DPS. Now obviously poisoners are the best bet. Dracomorph is probably the A++, the double S tier for this composition specifically because of his 4-turn cooldown on his poisons. Placing 4 poison buffs is a 4-turn or 3-turn, and his ability to put weaken and defense down, which will help everyone's damage as well as putting those poisons down. But other options, definitely Vizier, Bulwark. I'm pretty sure, I haven't tested them, but I'm pretty sure you can use any DPSer so long as it doesn't manipulate turn meter and push itself out of turn order. As long as that case is satisfied, you can put anyone in here to try to get as much damage as you can. I'd love to hear it. Leave comments down below on who you use. I might even, like, why not? Let's use Lua. I just got her. I've almost got her to 6-star for arena. Why not? If I can get her to the 191 to 196, I'll definitely use her. So let's talk about that real quick. My Sir Nick is at 267. He goes first. Now, like I said, and I'll say it one more time, is that this is 100% MurderInc. He gets 100% of the credit for this. I'm going to leave a description down below, his Twitch and his YouTube channel, so please go visit them, like, subscribe, donate to him if this helped you. But these are the speeds I have, and that's 267 and 265. I believe 265 is the floor. I think if it was 265, 266, it might work. I didn't want to risk it. I nailed the numbers right on the head. Once you start getting and farming glyphs, it's pretty easy to get that. You get to the ballpark and then you just tweak it as need be. Okay, so those are the first 2. The third one, your Doom Priest, is going to be at 205. I do know that is definitely a min. I think 205 to 212 will work if it's similar to other comps when using Doom Priest, and that's so that she cleanses that stun immediately. Again, this is the number I was given. It's the number I used. It was exactly 205. But like I said, if it is similar to other, I think it is a 205 to 212. So you can test that. If it doesn't work for you, then you know where your issue is. It's a Doom Priest speed. And then your 2 DPSers are going to be at 191 through 196. I have them at 191, 192. After that, like I've said in my previous videos, it's just about pushing that damage threshold up. You can't do any more with the poisons, but you can definitely do more with the damage that each of your 5 champions use by increasing their primary stat on where their damage is. So in the case of Cult Brawler, it's pushing attack up. For Sir Nick, it's pushing his HP up. For Roshcard, it is attack and HP because thanks a lot, Plarium. For Doom Priest, it's attack, although you might be holding your breath a long time if you're expecting Doom Priest to hit a lot of damage. I would not use Toxic Set in this because depending on which champions you have, in my case, I hit the maximum threshold on debuffs with just the 2 Occult Brawlers, so I don't want to use a Toxic Set in this case. Other than that, hey, have fun with it. Give it a try. Let me know what works for you. Again, keys to remember. If you're using Sir Nick, having a 3-turn cooldown on his Polar Protection can cause issues. I have him on a 4-turn cooldown. I do not plan to book him any further because I do not want to have the issue. If it is a 3-turn cooldown, look at your overall HP to be around 50,000, your defense around 1,500, and you can still keep 100% crit rate. One of my subscribers has reported that that did work for him 100% during the original Unkillable. So that is what I think you need. Keep in mind that if you're using him as your lead, then your 50k HP is getting ballooned by his 33% HP in all battles. So try a different speed lead, or try a different lead. Make sure your lead is not Doom Priest, because she will speed herself up because of her aura. So you'd have to use well, you'd have to use one of the Occult Brawlers, or alternatively you could take Doom Priest's speed down and account for the speed aura. So you just 15% of her base speed of 100. If you need help with that math, just set her up that way and make sure you do it. Make sure that she ends up at 205 when she's in the fight, and then you can use her as your speed lead, and you've lowered the importance of her gear, like you've lowered the threshold of her speed gear. You're probably easier to find, and you've mitigated the fact that Sir Nick's aura might be putting his HP too high for that A2. I don't have the problem, so I can only tell you what my subscribers are doing, and hopefully you'll find one that'll work for you. The other things to consider is Masteries. I didn't change them from the last videos. Just a recap, my 3 damage dealers, Doom Priest is damage dealer. My 3 main champs have this, which is the defense tree and the attack tree. The attack tree is to get your War Master, and the defense tree is primarily to get these 2 abilities here, which is that 20% chance to counter when an ally is stunned, and the 50% chance to counter attack when you lose 25% of your HP or more. They both have that exact same. My Doom Priest, slightly different, but just I don't know why. Maybe it was just to use her in different places. I can't remember what the reason was, but again, just getting down to these 2 as well. These damage mitigation are just in case I use them elsewhere. It doesn't really matter, but just getting to those 2 in this particular comp. And my 2 DPSers, my 2 poisoners, is just to get these ones. One's an extra chance to land the buff, the other one's an extra chance to extend it by 1 turn. They're both really great, especially for a Cult Brawler who has that 4-turn poison, which can be a 5-turn poison. That's it. It's that simple. I did notice I didn't use Evil Eye on this one. I don't know why. Maybe it's just to get extra damage. Maybe I should change them both. I probably won't spend the gems to do it. So I hope that helps you. I hope that is all. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, anything I missed, anything you need further explanation, please leave it in the comments down below, or check out Chofly Gaming's Discord. That is where you will find me. Send me a message, and I'll be happy to help you out in any way I can. Check out, of course, MurderInc's Twitch and YouTube. I also have a Twitch channel. I do not stream very often, but I stream when I don't see anyone else on that I feel people want to watch. So I will jump on now and again. So if you do want to keep an eye, just see that. I will leave a link in the description down below. You can follow me. Also, if you feel free to donate. Everything and anything I get from my few people that have donated goes right back into the game to help with content. So I'm definitely not expected, but it is appreciated if you do. With that, I think we'll call it a day. That's just a friendly reminder to be kind. Link in the description below. Also, keep your stick on the ice, don't eat yellow snow, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.